Hey everyone, welcome to another Master Pairings with me, Dr. Bill, and I have Stephen Johnson here today. So just got back from the CBC where we had the opportunity to talk to Nebraska Brewing and Cigar City.
Two of my favorite breweries.
Yeah, great breweries, and very exciting that they have a collaboration coming up, which we won't go into any details, but I thought the perfect Master Pairings would be one of their beers. I picked Nebraska Brewing's Black Betty because it just came into the Southern California market. I have some fabulous cupcakes that Stephen picked up. I think they're both chocolate based, but some are dark chocolate and some have caramel notes in them.
Yeah, the ones with the nuts and stuff have caramel in the middle and toffee on top.
Nice. Now, I usually don't go straight for an Imperial Stout with chocolate. It's easy. It is a great pairing tool though, so it's always great when you're doing your first beer dinners or pairings, or you just want to have people come over and you want to have something with dessert, where a lot of times normally you'd have a port or a great Sauterne or a cognac. An Imperial Stout is a fabulous after dinner drink, whether you're having a cigar or a dessert. And it does pair really well with chocolate. A lot of times I like to try other things so it's kind of more unique, but it's great. And the reason why I wanted to do this particular beer is because this beer is a 9% Imperial Stout that's aged for 6 months in a Stranahan's whiskey barrel. Stranahan's one of the newer, I was gonna say new, but they're not that new anymore. Right. But micro distilleries or new distilleries that have popped up all across the country that are doing a lot of exciting distilled spirits. So Stranahan's whiskey is a classic kind of bourbon whiskey style, but it's not in Bourbon County, Kentucky, so it's not considered bourbon. But it's a great sipping whiskey. Anyways, they aged it for 6 months. And the reason why I paired Imperial Stout with the chocolate is, you guys know Imperial Stouts have coffee and chocolate notes, which are fabulous. So they'll really meld really well with the chocolate. But what I like about barrels of whiskey, vanilla notes. So now we've got another dimension added to it. We're getting vanilla, coffee, and chocolate. Right. So that's going to play really well with these different cupcakes. So let's open this up and have a taste and see how it's tasting.
Please.
There you go, Stephen.
Thank you, sir. Oh, God, I love just smelling this beer. I could just sit and smell this beer all night.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So what do you get right off the nose?
The whiskey, obviously.
Whiskey, but I get vanilla.
Yeah.
That's what I get. I pick up, there's fusel notes, but you get that vanilla, and the vanilla is from the barrels.
But it smells like a really smooth, really easy to drink whiskey, which includes the vanilla, which includes a lot of those characteristics. And so I think this is one of the stouts that I really like. The bourbon blend on it is not overpowering like a lot of them can be.
It's there though.
Yeah.
It's definitely there, and it's there in the front and mid palate, and then it gradually goes into a little roasted malt, coffee notes, hints of chocolate. I think what you're going to find is those things are going to be accentuated when we get into this.
Oh my God.
Beautiful, rich chocolate.
Oh, it's incredible.
Delicious. And the vanilla notes are what come out. It pairs beautifully.
What other options would you go with the Black Betty?
A great blue cheese. Needs to be intense and not overly soft because of the whiskey. So I would Stilton, of course, you know, that's a great go-to. So this was really nice. This had melted molten caramel in it.
I'm only going to take a quarter of this.
What do you think of the pairing? What's your opinion?
It's phenomenal. I think part of my issue with the bourbon barrel-aged stuff is that there's always a counterpart of it that's not. And so I'm used to drinking the counterpart that's not bourbon barrel-aged, and I like that beer. And so the bourbon barrel-aged always comes off as a little overpowering sometimes.
Well, it depends how hot it is, yeah.
Right. And so with this one, the blend is so natural and so perfect. I can't imagine this beer without that aspect of it.
And it's a fairly low ABV beer, too. A lot of the Imperial Stouts are big, and then you're going to pick up fusel notes from that because you got a 12% or 18% or 21% Imperial Stout. So on top of that, it's not really the barrel as much. It's that comes into play. It's the fact that the alcohol's so high in the beer to start with. Now, a wet barrel can add to alcohol, and obviously longer in a barrel, it's going to pick up more intense flavors and aromatics. I really like the caramel even more because it brings another nuance to it besides just the chocolate. So the caramel chocolate, but you could definitely do this with a lot of different fun things. This would go great with certain fruits too, berries, things like that.
Oh yeah, I can totally see that, like a dark berry kind of tart.
But I really like this. I think, to be fair, though, now we're going to have to do a pairing with Marshall Zukoff.
Oh, yes. So look for that soon.
But I really do like to have this out there for people, the imperial stouts or stouts in general with chocolate or desserts. Because even though when you come to like one of my chocolate pairings that I do at Stone, I might only have one imperial stout out of 6 or 7 chocolate dishes. What I really like is this is just a great segue to for people to introduce non-beer drinkers into a more intense beer. It's all about, you know, we always bring in people with gateway beers that are Budweiser drinkers or wine drinkers. You know, maybe we'll pour a Flemish Red or a Lambic for a wine drinker to kind of give them those same nuances, or a Belgian triple. But having them try this with the dessert, they see what a natural marriage is, and it just plays really well.
Right.
So I highly recommend chocolate and stouts. Just a great start for anybody who's getting into pairing, and just play with the different ones. There's so many variables in the stouts, the different imperial stouts and the different barrel-aged stouts. So for all of you, I'd like to thank you for coming out to another Master Pairings. Cheers.
Cheers.
Boom.